love is running through my veins. Oh, this line can't be tamed. There's fire in my blood. Burn.
Right then, hello everyone and welcome back to the Assetto Corsa Championship here for round 13 of the Formula 1 Championship at no other track than the Autodromo Internacional do Algarve here in the southern coast of Portugal for the Portuguese Grand Prix. We're just getting on the way with the first stage of qualifying as we have Wojtek Kulasek of Renault, the first man out on track at the moment. In the commentary booth today is me, commentator as always, me and FG, and joining me today is Giuseppe Stella. Hello, Giuseppe.
Thank you, Brent. Welcome everyone to Portugal. As you know, this track in Formula 1 has been raced recently not in 2019, but we're going there 1 year before that. And right now, as you can see, we are in qualifying with Wojtek Kulasek not on board, but we're following around his lap. Outlap to be specific.
Yeah, we had the Formula 2 and Porsche Super Cup races here a few days ago. Pretty exciting races those were, so after this is done you can go watch them as well, as they were pretty exciting. And generally we have had very good races in Formula 1 here in the previous years, in 2017 and 2018. 2017 obviously was the race where Dennis Graff clinched his first championship by coming on P3, and it was me and FG would take the victory. In 2018 you had Alfred Klaus leading the charge to the field to take another victory in that season, which obviously ended in a very, very close championship fight between him, Graff and Johansson. And now we are here once again, obviously with the brand new DRS rules. This should spice up the racing even more. But going through the circuit then, as we're going to visit Wojtek Kulasek around his lap here, the Algarve International Circuit, in Portuguese known as the Autodromo Internacional do Algarve, more commonly referred to as the Portimao circuit. This circuit was first opened in 2008, in late 2008, making it one of the newer circuits on the Formula 1 calendar, designed by architect Ricardo Pina. The first series this circuit ever hosted was the World Superbike Championship in 2008. It's hosted a few other series over the years, like the A1 Grand Prix series, the FIA GT Championship, and then even the World Touring Car Championship. But Formula 1 didn't come here all the way until 2020. There were plans for Formula 1 race in 2009, but those plans fell through, and eventually you had eventually they came here as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. But the circuit, which is the Grand Prix circuit layout that has remained unchanged since its opening in 2008, is 4.653 kilometers long, 15 turns, and we should expect lap times of about, as we're having the drivers come across the line actually, about in the 122s to the 121s, as Kulasek is currently the first man across. There's me and FG across the line, 121.497 it is for him at the moment. As we have now the times coming in on the board, Giuseppe.
Yeah, we have actually with a pretty good lap, as I can see, 6 or 5 to be specific times in front of Klaus. Now I need to correct myself, Johansson. I said a lap time close to his, but as you can see, it's the starting of qualifying. Pretty sure we'll see even faster times than that coming in.
Yeah, either way for the top guys, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter that they have to be on top at the moment, as it is only Q1. It'll be Q3 where they all push, and there in P9 You might recognize that name. That is Alex Broster in the Toro Rosso, number 82. He is. He's replacing Samet Özkan for a race. Özkan was banned at the Belgian Grand Prix for his antics for meddling with the race results. Broster will be filling in for Özkan, just like he did in 2017 with Chisetti. He's back in the car once again for his what is officially his Formula 1 debut. Remember, last time out when he subbed in for Chisetti, he didn't actually start the race, so he doesn't have a race start to his name officially in Formula 1. So this is technically his F1 debut now. But we'll see how he gets along. Obviously, currently he is in P17 with his teammate McIntyre there all the way up in P7. So actually a really nice lap from McIntyre. But the 20 times are on the board, and Miran is fastest from teammate Dennis Graf. So it's a Ferrari 1-2 at the moment. And your bottom 5 are currently Farina, Singh, Blackwood, Broster, and Novikov. So what do you make of the first few times here, Giuseppe?
Well, we're seeing him coming in. Of course, you can't really blame Broster. As I say that, he even improves. So, for being a F2 driver, I mean, he's doing pretty well. And maybe Toro also might keep an eye on that for next season. But as of now, everything normal, at least now. But of course, as you know, it's Q1, so the top teams aren't really pushing. And we still need to get to the real deal, which is Q3.
Yeah, obviously, as Victor Olmo goes P6, that is a great lap from the man in the Haas. And he looks very comfortable around this circuit, that is to say the least. But we have seen instances of drivers being on the pace through Q1 and then completely dropping the ball through Q2, as Thomas Mandic currently down in P10. Not really great, not really good from the Croatian at the moment. But Albon looks to be in the zone in Q1. Same with Wojtek Kurasek, who's currently in P7. Got Lewis McIntyre there as well. But, yeah, so we have Albon making his way around the circuit. Alfred Clausen in Peru, but he stays P5. Josef Fredrik Schuto is currently P15. Just tethering on the edge there of the elimination zone. We'll see if the Williams driver can make it out of Q2 once again this season. Obviously, it's been not the greatest season for Williams. They haven't scored a single point this entire season. They come close on a few occasions, but yeah, the car just looks really uncompetitive, and the drivers obviously try to do their best to drag it up the order, but yeah, there's only so much they can do, as we can have Victor Albon coming across the line here.
Yeah, Albon looks to be pretty comfortable in the Haas car here in Portimao, to be honest. Up there in 6th, so that's Q1 for now pretty much assured. I don't think he has to set any more laps. His teammate Blackwood doesn't look to be as comfortable, but still 4.5 minutes ago, maybe that can change.
Yeah, as Thomas Mandic went up into P6, so it's just behind his teammate Alfred Klaus there by 4/10, so it's a pretty big gap. But Miran Evji currently the only man in the 120s. There's Lewis McIntyre, who is partnering Broster. Obviously now we have an all-British lineup in Toro Rosso, which is quite nice to see. Last time we had a lineup consisting of the same nationality. Ironically, it was a stand-in drive as well. That was when Ide Weitz was standing in for Mohamed Patel at the Belgian Grand Prix. Yeah, an all-Swedish lineup there. Obviously, a lot of we had the other Red Bull juniors were as well considered for the seat. Ide Weitz was considered, so was Ron Schotanus, who was actually contending for the F2 championship, but eventually was decided that Broster would be getting in the seat again, and finally is going to have a proper go at getting a start in Formula 1 as Kai Shrezhnia goes up into P15. The man who had a very good Belgian Grand Prix last time out finished P7 and finally got the points that he deserved.
Yeah, he's just about out of I guess, not relegation zone. But I guess that pushed him down.
The stream is frozen. Oh, now we're back.
Yeah, I was struggling to commentate, but Gamba up into P7 with that time. Good from the McLaren driver.
Yeah, it's a very good lap there for Franco Gamba to get himself up there. He's been struggling quite a lot this season as his fellow countryman Luca Farina crosses the line. Yeah, he goes up into P9 and knocks yeah, it's a very good lap there from the Alfa Romeo driver. Knocks Cherezhnia back into the elimination zone. Milka Singh, who finally scored his first point of the season, lapped him out at Spa, looking to make more of the same. Currently he's down in last, but he's looking to improve. But yeah, Gamba as well is looking to get the improvement there. His teammate Fernando Tost, who hasn't even done the full season, is outscoring him massively at the moment. And I think Franco is going to have to get his game up if he wants a chance of maybe staying with McLaren. Either way, you had, I think, was it Laban Zosnishka who improved there on that lap? Or maybe I didn't quite catch it. But yeah, it's Alex Broster in the elimination zone for the time being as we approach 2 minutes remaining. Obviously there is not a lot expected from Broster, as it is his second time only in these cars. As we see Josef Fredrik Schuto, the Slovakian, heading through turn 11 as his teammate Novikov goes P16. About 100th off Cherezhnia there, can't quite get out of the elimination zone as Schuto rounds Sagres turn number 14 as Luca Farina goes P6, and Laban Zosnishka as well up into P6. There he goes. Singh up into 12. Yeah, he gets himself out of the elimination zone, but Schuto's gonna go across the line here.
I don't think. Yeah, it doesn't improve.
Yeah, he doesn't improve. But that was a really interesting improvement. You had Farina there in P7, Zosnishka in P6, and Singh getting himself in the last place there in P12.
Broster's going for a lap. He desperately needs to improve. He wants to get out of the Q1 elimination zone and get up into Q2. And when I was on a lap, we'll see how his sector 2 split goes. As you can see him going around these corners. Oh wait, no, that's sector 3. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. As he's not going to go across the line. And will it be good enough? No, it won't be.
Ooh, look at that. He's 1,000 slower. Yeah, he's 1,000 slower than his own personal best there, so he completely missed out there, unfortunately. But we'll see if Alex decides to go for another lap here. As there's an improvement. Kulasek. Yeah, that's a good lap. That's a good lap from the Renault driver. And both Renaults are now in the top 10 as Kulasek's got himself up into P6. Once again, the Renault drivers, just as they were last season, very, very closely matched. Only 4 points separated two in the championship standings.
Yes, Poli is over. Right now it looks like Cherezhnia, Novikov, Broster, Schuto and Blackwood might be eliminated from this session. Cherezhnia for sure because he's in the pits, so he won't improve. Schuto stays 18th. Who else? We have Patel, who is safe, but might set a better lap to even assure that fact. As we see him rounding the final corner. Final corner really gets you up to speed. It's really nice to see. Kind of like the Parabolica at Monza, but kind of even faster, I'm pretty sure. As he goes across the line and gets up into P10, that's a good lap.
Yeah, good improvement from Juan Patel, the man who qualified on pole here back in 2017. As there's Broster into the pits, so he's out. He is out of qualifying, P19. He will start for his second outing for Toro Rosso. As
he rounds the final corner. Sorry for interrupting you. Along the straight. Can he get a good enough time beating McIntyre's one? No, he cannot. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it doesn't improve. We're gonna have a few other guys across the line. That's all a boom up into P10, so he is safe for sure. And this Parachki is gonna go across the line. The Macedonian driver does not improve. Final car across the line will be Jafari Blackwood in P20. It's not gonna improve, and that is Q1 done and dusted. Miran FG is currently fastest from Enes Parachi, and your bottom 5 are Jafari Blackwood, Alex Broster, Josef Fredrik Schuto, Maximilian Novikov, and Kai Cherezhnia. As we're going to get on the way with Q2. That was a quite interesting qualifying session then. Alex Broster, P19 it is for him at the moment. Obviously, not a lot was expected from him in this session. He's obviously not driven an F1 car in, what would that be, 2 years now? So, yeah, I guess you can cut him some slack. And he'll just be hoping to get this race to the finish line.
And there's some chaos in the race. maybe he can find some way to improve and even get up into the points. I don't know. Everything is possible, as you know. And to be honest, one man who surprised me, Victor Albom, he's been doing pretty well.
Yeah, Album seems to have really kicked it up into gear throughout this later half of the season. Obviously, his results looked to have improved from what it was at the beginning. He scored obviously 6 points. That was after he finished incredible P7 in the wet at Austria. It was, and I think he'll be looking to score a few more points. Obviously, Haas really struggling in terms of their car performance compared to where they were last season. As we're now here for Q2. But yeah, the Renaults are looking quite good as well. I think that would be a good talking point. Laban Zasnishkai and Vojta Kulasek up there in P6 and P7 respectively. As we're going to have a few guys across the or not across the line, but coming out of their pit boxes just now. I think that was
the racing part of Maya Patel and one of the McLarens.
Yeah, one of the McLarens. I think that could be Franco Gamba, quite possibly. Either way, I don't know. But Mohamed Patel then, as he makes his way around the turn number 4. As I did previously mention, the pole sitter, he was here in 2017 with Red Bull. He has a quite good track record at this circuit. He's gotten himself a few podiums. 2018, he actually led the race for majority. He actually led the race for majority of the Grand Prix, but he was overtaken by his teammate Alfred Klaus, who took the race win that season. Now he's here with Racing Point. Obviously, he's a brand new team, and so far he's been doing quite well. Obviously, in 2017, he was one of the prime championship contenders, but it was Graf who pulled away with the title, so he couldn't really challenge, unfortunately. 2018 didn't go too well for him either with the Austrian outfit, as he struggled a lot, got race banned for a race, only picked up 1 victory compared to teammate Klaus. But yeah, as I did say, he's doing quite well with Racing Point. And Giuseppe, wouldn't you mind us taking through this lap of Portimao?
Sure, as Patel now starts his lap going to the first corner. I think that's a Haas in front of him. Or Toros, I can really see well, but he goes through the corner. It's really satisfying to see. The first sector is, in my opinion, pretty nice one, really fluid. As that is a Haas, so maybe can get some slipstream off that Haas. Now down the straight, that's really a big plus for him. But then again, he needs to watch out and not get in the way, or and not get himself into the way of the Haas, because otherwise that'll slow his lap down. But right now he seems to be getting good slipstream out there, going to this kind of S section. One now, which I think is turn 8, which is a bit uphill. Oh, he loses it a bit, but he manages to save it. That might affect his lap, but who knows? As we go into this really nice uphill section. Still, yeah, as you can see here, the Portimao circuit, a lot of up and downs. So for elevation, it's really nice, but then again, you also need to watch out for possible bumps. And you know, 2022 with pole poisoning, imagine how that would be. But right now he's gonna round the final corner. As I said, the Haas didn't bother his lap too much. He even got some slipstream from it. Let's see what time it will be across the straight. Approaching the finish line, and it's a 1:22.8. Yeah,
so it didn't actually get held up too much on that lap. I think he must have gotten a nice little slipstream. There's Fernando Tost across the line. It's a 1:21.811. Mandic and Klaus, the 2 Red Bull boys, across the line. Mandic's actually gone faster than his teammate, which is quite the surprise. There's Dennis Graf with a 1:21.979. He's a 10th off Mandic at the moment. There's Milka Singh. It's a 1:22.401. He goes ahead of Fernando Tosa. Not a bad lap time from Singh. We're going to have Zasnishka across the line. The man whom he battled in Formula 2, obviously, Milka Singh. Zasnishka is going to go across the line and up into P4. Goes Zasnishka. Parachki is going to make his way across the line. 1:21.8. He currently goes fastest. Anyone else? There's Lewis McIntyre. The lone Toro Rosso now in Q2. As there's Gamba. And then Kulasek. And we're just waiting for a few other guys to cross the line now.
Yeah, the first time's coming in, but then again, only 5 minutes, as you know. The session is a bit shorter, so less time to do the laps, but then again, makes it more exciting. So as Jesper Jansson comes down the finish, I was gonna say he's first, but no, Miran FG denies that. He's now up into first. As Luca Farina goes across the line, P11, Victor Albon, P13, I was gonna say P12, but Mohan Patel gets up into P12, improves from his earlier lap. And that's all the 15 cars who have set at least one lap.
Yeah, nice stuff from the guys there up at top. Alfred Klaus, though, looking to struggle a bit as he just got a lap time ahead of Franco Gamba there in P7. Mandich there in P5 being the lead Red Bull car in Q2, but your bottom 5 at the moment is Tost, Kulasek, Albon, Patel, and Farina. Singh at the moment is currently in Q3, along with Gamba and then McIntyre as well. So real nice stuff from the Toro also of McIntyre there in P6. Is actually out-qualified at the moment, the senior car of Alfred Klaus, which is pretty interesting to see. But we're going to avoid the Kulasek, the man from the Czech Republic, across the line. Let's see if he can manage an improvement. No, he can't. He stays in P14 at the moment. Farina is currently on, which is not too nice at the moment for Albon, as he is stuck behind the Brit at the moment. I believe he still remained in P13. We didn't get to see the end of that lap, unfortunately. Get a few other guys across the line.
Yep, as the people going to get eliminated from the session as of now is Farina, Patel, Albon, Kulasek, and Tost. So
yeah, it was Labas Osnishka across the line there. Did not improve. Let's see if his teammate Wojtek Kulasek can set an improvement and join his teammate. No, he cannot. So he stays P14 for the time being. Still 2.5 minutes to go, just about. So there's pretty much room for improvement. Johansson goes across the line. Does not improve. He stays in third at the moment. The man didn't really have the greatest race at Spa. He only managed to muster up P8 as he started, or I think it was P6. He started P10 in the race after a very poor qualifying it was, but he made his way through the field. But there's only so much he could have done. But fellow championship rival Alfred Klaus's Dennis Graf now goes fastest. Alfred Klaus managed to get one more point than the Mercedes, so he's closed down the gap by a point. Either way, the gap at the top of the championship is 27 points to Jesper Johansson. So even if Johansson, DNFs from this race and Klaus wins, he's still going to have a bit of breathing room as they head into Monza. As we can now Zasnishka across the line. Can he improve? Yes, he can, but he stays in P9.
Yep. As Alfa Romeo are in a bit of a tricky situation if you look at that, because if Farina improves, that puts Singh in the elimination zone. So we'll see how they handle that situation. Of course, as a team, you want both cars into Q3, and right now that looks actually like a possibility.
Yeah, it could happen. I think we have had We've had it happen before. Obviously, with both Alfa Romeos into Q3. I think it was it the Tuscan GP or was it the Pacific Grand Prix? I don't remember. It was one of the two where we had both Alfa Romeos in Q3 as Victor Albon's going to make his way across the line. The Dane does not improve. He stays in P13. And unless he's going to finish up this lap that he's on right now, he is out of Q2.
Yeah, 50 seconds left. So people who are on a lap right now, this is their final lap pretty much. Or I guess depends when they started the lap. But for example, for Albon, I think this is his last lap that he can do. As Zasnishka is gonna come around the final corner.
And he
goes into the pits. Yeah, okay.
So he's
same
gonna
as
have
Barashki.
Yeah. Zasnishka and also Singh, who's in the pit lane, are gonna really have to hope that people don't set improvements. But we know this man, as he gets into Q3 quite a lot. Fernando Tost is gonna go across the line. Can he make it into Q3? Oh yes, he can. Into P10 goes the man from Poland. Kulasek improves, but he's gonna stay P15, unfortunately for him. think his teammate might just be through as the checker flag falls, but Tost just barely got in there with a 1:22.279. Lewis McIntyre is in P7 at the moment, is gonna finish up this lap time. There's Victor Albom, and he's in, so he's out of qualifying, as McIntyre is gonna go across the line, and McIntyre stays in P7.
Gamba looks to be on pace with his teammate right now, so that looks good, like a good moment for him. As Farina, is he still on the lap, or does it not count anymore? I don't know, but I think it still counts. So Farina has a chance to get into Q3 and knock Tost out in that case.
Yeah, it could happen. We'll see if he's gonna continue this lap or if he's gonna come in. He's gonna continue this lap, so Luca Farina is gonna come across the line. And can he improve to get himself into Q3?
He can.
Yes, he can. That is a good improvement from Luca Farina, and that knocks Fernando Tost out of qualifying. But yeah, very, very close there. I think we're just waiting for 2 cars across the line. Who may it be? There's Fernando Tost into pit lane, and there is Kulasek into the pit lane. So Sosnishka has just made it in by 9,000ths of a second, and Luca Farina has made it in as well. So great stuff for Farina. But it's a shame for Singh, who was not able to make it in. But we're just waiting for Kulasek across the line, and there we are. So that is Q2 done and dusted. Dennis Groff is the man who is fastest. Once again, a Ferrari 1-2 in qualifying. But your bottom 5 are Fernando Tost, Milka Singh, Mohamed Patel, Victor Albom, and Vojta Kulasek. As we prepare for Q3 then, Giuseppe. Pretty strong pace from the Ferraris in Q1 and Q2 so far. Obviously, they have. Don't think they haven't secured a pole, or they did secure pole last time out at Spa. So, do you think that one of the Ferrari drivers will be able to do it again this time?
They're looking out here really strong. So, to be honest, Miran FG has been looking pretty much on pace. So, if anything, could be him. But Dennis Graf also looking really, really fast. So, then again, it could be either of them. Because right now, the pace for them is looking really good.
Yeah.
So, yes, definitely we could see one of them on pole.
Yeah, it could for sure happen, but there's a lot of different people who are in contention as well. Obviously, things could change as we head into Q3. We don't know if the other teams like Mercedes and Red Bull are actually pushing. You know, they might be on different setups and they might be testing a few things because Q1 and Q2 doesn't really matter. So Q3 is where it is going to matter the most. And it is none other than Super Sweet himself, Jesper Johansson, who is the first man out as he heads through turn 4. The man who currently leads the championship by 27 points, clinched the championship last season after a dominant display. Was 2 wins in a row at Mexico and Brazil to take home his first championship. He's looking to do much of the same here. This season he's got a total of 4 wins under his name, which is absolutely mind-blowing this season, and there is still obviously 4 races. There's 5 races to go, including this one, which is absolutely insane. But even though the championship gap might seem a bit spread out, considering that Johansson leads the championship by quite a bit, we never know what could happen in the final few races.
Yeah, indeed. As there are after this round, there will be 4 races, in which if you win all 4 of them, it's a total of 100 points you can get. And depends how this race goes, because this race is important for those 100 points I'm talking about. Because imagine Johansson DNFs and Klaus wins. That'll be him with a gap of -2 to Johansson. And with those 100 points, you know how much you can do. There's like a million possibilities of how that championship could end. So it's all up for grabs, pretty much. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes, of course. Even the championship could still be wide open here. With people like Klaus and Graf there in P3. Dennis Graf, who really seems to have kicked it up now. He had a bit of a rough first half of the season, but he's now done quite well. I mean, He obviously won in France, then he scored 2 P2s in a row at his home race in Germany and Spa as well. And with a P4 at Britain, has been his only race outside of the podium in the last 5 races, which is, great to see. Once again, obviously Graf known as one of the most consistent drivers in the field. It's what helped him secure his maiden championship in 2017. But we'll see who it will swing in favor of when it comes to the championship as we're going to head out of Portimao. But Johansson is going to finish up this lap as he goes across the line. It's a 1:22.3 for the Mercedes driver sporting the number 1. Just as we're just going to have the times coming in on the board done.
Yes, indeed, as we see Thomas Mandic going second and Lewis McIntyre in the junior team third. So the first times coming in. But as you can see, if you look at the top left, only 4.5 minutes. So not much time these drivers have to set the perfect lap.
Yeah, it's almost like a one-shot qualifying. I mean, you've only got about 1 lap, and if you go out early, like what Johansson did, you are gonna get a second lap in. So I think you might go for 1 or 2 laps. So it's all about trying to nail it as good as possible as you make your way around the circuit.
Indeed, as I'm pretty sure soon we're gonna see other drivers going across the line set a lap. Yes, Sasnishkai, for example. I think I pronounced that very wrong. But yeah, FG and Klaus, 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, Johansson currently fastest. We'll see if Dennis Graf can try and top him though. But if there's Luca Farina across the line, 1:23 flat. He gets himself ahead of Lewis McIntyre. Johansson extends his advantage with a 1:22.3. He's now 2/10 faster than Thomas Mandic as Lewis McIntyre goes up to P5. And there's Johansson's teammate Parachki with a 1:22.1, the man who secured a spectacular second victory at the Belgian Grand Prix, where he battled Dennis Graf all the way until the end, and he secured his second victory of the season. There's Franco Gamba in P5, and Dennis Graf will be the final man across the line wherever he is, and there he is. P2 it is for Dennis Graf at the moment, and that's all the 10 times on the board. Parachki is currently fastest from Dennis Graf and Jesper Johansson.
Yeah, 2 minutes 45 seconds left, and Parachki has Parachki, I have no idea. I'm sorry, has set a pretty good lap there. So Graf behind him by like about 1,000. But then again, as you can see, FG has improved, only 5th, but I don't think that's his best yet. But we'll have to see as Luca Farina now runs the final corner. He's gonna set it up. Let's see what it will be. It's I don't know if it's I think it was an improvement, but just not enough to gain a position.
Yeah, it was an improvement from Farina, but he will stay P9. And there's Johansson coming to the pit lane. So I don't know if he's actually gonna go out again. I don't think he will. But we'll see what happens as Ennis Parachki goes across the line. Can't equal his best time. Franco Gamba is going to make his way around the final corner. The Italian driver in the McLaren, as he now makes his way down the start-finish straight, and he's going to go across the line. Where can Gamba go? He stays P7, but he does actually set an improvement. There is Dennis Graf into the pits, so he won't go out again. Johansson's actually already gone out, so he wants to get another lap, and I think maybe the Mercedes team have equipped the Swede with a new set of tires, so he can push here. Laban Sasnishkai, man, is currently P10. Let's see if Laban can set an improvement here.
As he will come across the line, and it is an improvement, P8.
Yeah.
Well, actually can't improve. So, but there's still 1 minute left. Pretty sure he can go for 1 more lap only as Farina comes to the pits.
Yeah,
I don't think he will set any more laps.
Yeah, Farina is in, so is McIntyre, and crucially Dennis Graf as well. So Graf will not be improving in qualifying now. He's going to stay where he is, and he's just gonna have to hope that no one behind him manages an improvement. Enes Paraschke, though, he's gonna have to hope to get an improvement here to extend this advantage for pole as he goes across the line, and he cannot do it at the moment. There's Tomas Manic across the line. The Croatian stays in P4. Franco Gamba, let's see if he's gonna finish up this lap.
Yeah, it's now, as I've said many times, it's coming round, final corner going to the straight, and it is an improvement. That's 7th. So
Yeah.
And again, he's still qualifying his teammate, which is, you know, an upside for him considering his season.
Yeah, it's nice to see that Franco finally has picked up the pace. So we now Lamos Zasnishka coming across the line. I do think as the timer ticks down and the checker flag is now out, waiting for 7 cars across the line, Lamos Zasnishka is going to be the first man across, and he cannot improve. But Miran Evjes goes across the line, he improves, but he stays in P5. And that means that Ferrari have missed out on the pole position as they looked so strong in Q1 and Q2. Now they seem to have faltered here in Q3. Enes Paraschke is making his way around the circuit here. Let's see if the man from Macedonia can extend his advantage as he will go across the line. And it is not an improvement for Enes Paraschke. What about his teammates?
Yeah, I think it's
Johansson.
It's Gamba. We will see him if he can get an improvement. Maybe get past Klaus, which I think is possible, considering the times are pretty close between him and Klaus. As he is coming around the final corner onto the straight, and it is not an improvement.
Yeah, but what about Jesper Johansson? Can he snatch the pole away from his teammate? No! He improves, but he stays P3, and that means that Enes Paraschke, for the 3rd time this season, I believe, is on pole position here in Portugal.
That's a great result from him. To be honest, I think Mercedes did the most correct call they could with calling him up from McLaren.
Yeah, Paraschke, a solid driver he is. But now he is on pole, and accompanying him on the front row will be Dennis Graf. Johansson did get an improvement in there, but he only stays P3, which is, yeah, we'll see what he can do today. But Klaus then down in P6 when his championship brother Johansson is currently 3rd. So Klaus is going to have to hope to finish ahead of Jesper Johansson today to be able to close down for the championship. Same goes for Dennis Graf, who is currently 11 points behind Alfred Klaus in the championship standing. So he'll be wanting to finish ahead of Klaus. Most preferably, he'd like to take the victory here.
Indeed, but Enes Paraschke starting on pole, you know, 3rd pole for him, but can he get his 3rd win? So that's the question today. I mean, to be honest, his pace looks strong, so there's nothing that goes against that, but then again, we need to see how it will go.
Yeah, we'll see how it will go for Enes Paraschke. Dennis Graf, obviously, we'll see how he can do off the start. We know he's a very fierce driver when it comes to putting the pressure on the people ahead of him and then making the move. But we'll see. We'll see what Dennis can manage today. Obviously, him and Paraschke, very, very fierce battle at Spa they had. And I think we might be treated to the Paraschke versus Graf battle once again here at Portimao.
Yeah, one man who is starting a pretty good position today, Franco Gamba, up there in 7th. 7th is already 6 points, which would be a pretty good amount of points to bring home. But can he improve from that position? Who knows? Or for that matter, keep it, because if it doesn't improve, then he might as well stay in that 7th place.
Yeah, as we are now here on the grid for Lights Out, here at the Autodromo Internacional do Algarve for the Portuguese Grand Prix. It is Enes Paraschke who starts on pole number 3 for the Mercedes driver, and it's Dennis Graf who accompanies him in 2nd place. Jesper Johansson starts in 3rd with Tomas Mandic in 4th. Then we have Miran Evji in P5 with Alfred Klaus in P6. Franco Gamba starts P7 with Labazos Nishkai in P8. Good qualifying for the pair of them. And then Lewis McIntyre in P9 with Luca Farina just edging out the top 10.
And then we have Fernando Tost there in P11. Mirka Singh in 12th, Moai Patel in 13th. Victor Albon, who looked to be strong in Q1, but maybe he can improve in the race, in 14th. Wojtek Kulasek in 15th. Now going to the ones who were knocked out in Q1, we have Kai Shereznia in 16th. The two Williams of Maximilian Novikov and Josef Felix Suto in 17th and 18th respectively. F2 debuted for his first time, I think. I guess his actual race, because he only had an entry, but this time he actually is racing. Alex Proster there in 19th. And in last place we have Jafari Blackwood rounding off the grid.
Yes, Alex Broster finally hoping to make his race debut here, but it is Enis Pratsky on pole as the lights are coming on here in Portugal. As it is Enis Pratsky on pole, walking Graf doing P2, it's got 6 lights. And we're on the way here. Portugal looks to be a good start for Dennis Groff then, as he might have got the jump on Enis Pratsky. They're going to be wheel to wheel though, as they head into the first corner. Groff looks just about ahead, as he is on the inside line. As they enter turn 2, they're going to be wheel to wheel, and he gets ahead of the German for now. Johansson is dealing with someone, and that's Novikov. Novikov is off there in turn 1, but we're going to see, I think it might be a 3-wide situation there. As we had in the F2 race. I think Novikov might have got a sandwich and sent off. We're gonna see if we get the onboard here with Novikov, would be quite nice. And yeah, here we are. So there's Blackwood, I think. He tries to go on the outside of Jafari. Blackwood.
I got hit in the rear.
Gets tagged on the back.
Might be got Jafari Blackwood because he's a bit far back.
No, it's a 3-wide situation here.
Oh, okay.
That might have been. I think that might have been his teammate actually. I think it could have been Josef Felix Schuto here. And yeah, they're on the inside. And then there's Blackwood who tries to squeeze himself in there as they go 3-1, and that sent Novikov careening off into the gravel. And then you have Johansson, who defended from Thomas Mandic there. But we're going to get back on the way with the race then, as Mandic is trying to line up a move here on Jesper Johansson. On the inside goes Thomas Mandic as they head into Torre Vip. Johansson has to defend round the outside, as the two are going to be side by side through turn 6 and then up the climb through turn 7. And Mandic on the outside line as they head to Samsung turn number 8. Johansson on the inside trying to cover off the Croatian. Mandic could be on for a podium here, which he hasn't scored obviously. He's only scored a podium once this season, as he's trying to get past Johansson, but Jesper blocks him. And there's his teammate Klaus, who's wheel to wheel with Miran Evci. And Klaus might try the late move on the inside of his teammate Mandic there. I was not expecting that. And here comes Alfred Clausen as they head through Sagres on the outside line of his fellow teammate Thomas Mandic. Through Gout, they're gonna go wheel to wheel, and Klaus gets ahead. That was a nice little move from Alfred Klaus, just like he overtook his teammate Mohamed Patel here last season. He makes the move on his current teammate Thomas Mandic, as Miran Evci might try to line up a move on Mandic here, so he's quite lost out here in lap 1. But as we head into lap 1, Parashki leads from Graf, Johansson, Klaus and Mandic, as Mohamed Patel is battling with Lewis McIntyre.
That was a nice little battle between the bulls with
Giuseppe has gone there for a bit, so I'll take over. But there's Tost, who is trying to get the move on Mohamed Patel. Patel, who was side by side with Lewis McIntyre there. Couldn't quite do it, as there's Evci on the inside of Mandic just ahead to turn 5. Through turn 6 and 7 they go. Evci just about hanging on the outside line, and there Thomas leaves the space for the Ferrari as they head up Samsung now. Wheel to wheel they go as they head through Craig Jones. Evci on the inside. Oh, a bit of a slide there from Miran Evci. That's going to allow Mandic to at least try to put up the challenge to Evci, but on the inside as they head out of turn 11, Evci gets past the Red Bull.
Yeah, sorry about that. Relatives came in, but I was gonna say nice battle between the bulls there, with Klaus becoming the victorious one out of it. And now he's overtaking even FG, I'm pretty sure. Or no, FG is overtaking Mandic, I don't know. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't pay attention, but yeah, Parashki has seemed to have held on to the lead firmly, as they set the fastest lap, but maybe that has been beaten by no. He has set the fastest lap, definitely.
We are on lap 3 out of 29 though, so now DRS has been enabled for the drivers. So it's gonna be good for especially these guys in the top 5 here, who are all within a second of each other. So we could maybe see a few moves being made on the start-finish straight into the first corner. We're gonna see as they head to Torre Vip. You can see FG's getting a bit on Klaus there in P4. Klaus was getting a tiny bit on Jesper Johansson as well, and Graf, who's struggling to keep that gap to Parachki level, as Ennis set the fastest lap of the race. He's looking quite good today, I would say, as they head through Portimao and now down turn 11 as the track goes downhill, then uphill again through turn 13. Dennis Graf is going to have to hope that doesn't fall out of the 1 second range then, as they're going to head around Sagres and now on to Galp. And now we're going to have all these drivers entering the DRS zone.
And with the addition of DRS, even more close racing as we've seen already this season. So, Graf in 1 second from Farashki as Johansson is fast lap. No, FG, I'm sorry. As FG is setting the fast lap, tries to move onto Klaus, but I think he has to back off. He has to, I don't know, space wise for me, because I think that would have ended in contact. But now he knows he has the pace, he just needs to find the correct moment to try it.
Yeah, he got quite close to Klaus there, but now he's stuck in a bit of a Red Bull sandwich here, as he's got Thomas Mandic behind him, looking to make the move on the Ferrari once again. But Klaus is losing time quite considerably behind Jesper Johansson, about 1.4 off. So Klaus is not even within DRS range anymore. And that means that FG is going to have to make the move as quickly as possible to try and have a shot at the podium here today. As they head through turn 11, Graf seems to actually have caught up a tiny bit with the DRS now, just kind of pulling him along, as he's about 6/10 of Enis Parachki at the moment. As they're now going to head to turn number 15 Galp. You see how close Graf is to the back of Enis Parachki. It's about 4/10 between the two. He's going to have the DRS now. He should be able to make the pass as he gains, pulls over to one side on the inside line as he heads into turn 1, and he should be ahead of him before the corner. No, and he's going to hang on the outside line there as they head through turn number 2, and yep, Parachki remains ahead, defends from Graf. Klaus though having to defend from Miran. FG as he is on the outside line through turn number 4, and yeah, Klaus is going to remain ahead. Does FG have the run though on Alfred Klaus? Yeah, it does. They're on the inside of his fellow countryman, as the two are going to go wheel to wheel as they head up the hill through into turn 6. FG on the inside line. He's going to have the outside though through turn 7. You can see the FG just barely hanging on Alfred Klaus as they head on Samsung. FG gets the better exit as they head to Craig Jones, and Miran FG gets ahead of Alfred Klaus. So that's Klaus down to P5, and he might be under risk from his teammate Thomas Mandic, quite possibly. But now FG is looking to get involved in this little battle for the lead between Enis Parachki, Dennis Graf, and Jesper Johansson.
That was a really nice move from FG. Took his time and then found the right moment to strike. That's how you do it. Just like textbook move, basically, how you like to say it sometimes. As Dennis Graf, he's really been up there. Okay, no, that sounds wrong, but he's really been behind Parachki. And now with DRS wide open, can he try a move? He's not. Oh wait, no DRS actually. I'm sorry about that. I don't know how, but he was still pretty close to the slipstream. And no move down the inside this time, so he's been losing out a bit.
Yeah, he had a look there as tier order 2 Alfa Romeo is currently running in the points. Luca Farina there in P9 being chased down by his teammate Milka Singh, as Jesper Johansson looking quite close to the back of Dennis Graf at the moment. But Johansson thinks better of it, doesn't try a move at the moment. He's going to remain patient behind the fellow world champion there in second. But yeah, Graf tried the move on that last lap. I think he did have DRS actually, just that he wasn't able to pull himself close enough on that lap. But Miran FG there in P4, he is gaining by a bit on these three at the moment. And they got Alfred Klausner with the DRS, so MG's kind of pulling him along, which should make for an even more exciting battle for the lead if Alfred Klaus gets pulled into this, but that's only wishful thinking, obviously, as we're now going to head through turn 15. Graf is going to have the slipstream, is about 5/10 off Paraschke here. Johansson is going to try to help as much as he can. His teammate Graf closes in on Paraschke, lines up on the inside as they headed to Primera, turn number 1, and I think Paraschke covers him off on the outside line there. So Graf unsuccessful with the overtake as he goes a bit wide there, and could that possibly allow Jesper Johansson to maybe try the move on Dennis Graf? No, he stays behind once again.
Yeah, Paraschke's been defending really well, so props to him. But then again, now Graf has to worry about Johansson. And if Johansson overtakes Graf, that would mean that Mercedes 1-2, which would be an excellent result for the two Mercs. But I think Graf, he's got the speed today. He just needs to find that perfect moment to overtake Paraschke.
Yes, indeed. He's just gotta remain patient and buy this time behind Paraschke, and then make the move for the race lead. That is Dennis Graf, as we know him, obviously, as very, very patient, very mature in his driving style. Obviously, he doesn't go for very uncalculated moves. He waits and then he tries to move. But now, as we're gonna head through the start-finish straight for one more time, Graf is gonna have the DRS, but he's looking a bit further away to Elnis Paraschke this time around. So I don't think Graf might actually try the move here, and no, he doesn't. But Franco Gamba, though, he is going to try the move on Laban Zasnička as they head to the first corner. And Zasnička is on the outside line, their defense from the Italian, so both hold station for now. Franco going a bit wide there, and that's gonna compromise him on exit a bit. That could allow fellow countryman Luca Farina there down in P9 to get a bit closer. Currently it's about second off Gamba, so he isn't really getting the DRS at the moment. As we see Graf and Paraschke head up Samsung, you can see how much he closed in on that braking zone on Paraschke there, but he stays behind for the time being. So Ennis looks a bit shaky through Craig Jones, and maybe if Paraschke slips up with a mistake, that could be Graf's time to strike, quite possibly.
Yes, indeed. But then again, now if we're heading down the last corner, down the straight again, to be honest, having an overtake in the first 3 turns has been proven to be very difficult, because the outside line seems to be really good on these corners and allows you a lead defense. But so now Graf's only hope is to get it done before, and I think he is ahead. But then again, I'm telling you, this outside line is something else. So Graf then again can't do it once more.
Yeah, I think there seems to be more traction on the outside. I think Graf might be off the racing line on the dirty part of the track, which doesn't get him much traction, I don't think. So the outside line looks to be the superior line as they head through the first couple of corners. Now then, as we head through up into Samsung once again, it's in the as you can see there, I think Paraschke had a bit of a slide, but it's the braking zones that Paraschke seems to excel in a bit, but Graf seems much faster through the high-speed corners. We see Franco Gamba chasing Zasnička through Craig Jones. Laban going a bit wide there, and I think Franco maybe was just gonna, I think he thought about going for the move, but he eventually backed out of it. So he's gonna stay in P8 for the time being. As Dennis Graf now coming through Gallup is gonna get the DRS engaged as they head down a start-finish straight, but I don't think he is close enough to try it on Ennis Paraschke. We'll see if he will be, though. He goes for it, but I don't think he's close enough to succeed with it. He's got to have the overlap, I think, to make the move, and that's compromised him on exit. Jesper Johansson might have a look on the outside. Does he? No. And Johansson
just now joining in and might try to overtake Johansson. I nearly saw that being an overtake there. Turns out not to be.
Yeah, Johansson didn't get the better exit, and FG's gonna try to capitalize off that. Maybe does he go for the move? No, he stays behind. I was pretty sure he was gonna go for it, but no, he just didn't. So he will stay behind for the time being as they head up Samsung. Yeah, as you said, Giuseppe, FG now getting involved in this little battle. Oh, going a bit wide there. Kicking out the back end. That's gonna get Alfred Klaus a bit closer to the Ferrari. And there's Tomas Mandlic there behind as well, running happily in P6 behind his teammate. And then we have in P7 and P8, Lavas Nishkai and Franco Gamba.
As you can see, the top 6 has made an incredible gap to the man in P7, Lavas Nishkai. You can see how the top 3 teams are just on a different planet, as we could describe. We're all now going through the final corner. And Dennis Graf, once again, desperate for that move, but I'm pretty sure he's looking every lap for the best move of it. And I think this time might be a good chance. He does seem to have, I think he's already ahead, but then again, that outside line, can he handle it this time around?
No,
he can't. I thought that was done, to be honest. He was really up ahead there.
Yeah, he was ahead. As here's Franco Gamba, once again struggling to overtake Lavas Nishkai. Laban very strong in defense. So is Enis Parashki as well as Jesper Johansson. Still trying to make the move on Dennis Graf, but just isn't able to get ahead. Even with the helping hand of DRS, Graf still can't clear Parashki. Which is quite the surprise actually, as they head up the hill and now down once again. Obviously Portimao described as a roller coaster when it comes to elevation.
Yeah, indeed it is. It's very fun to look at, but then again, you gotta watch out for those bumps. Who, if you get on one of them, you can lose control easily. But all these drivers have, they're basically top class. That's why in Formula 1 have been handling them without any problem. As now they're going through this long, quick final corner, which is really satisfying to see with the camera angle. Once again, with DRS wide open, can Dennis Graf get that move he's so desperately looking for? But I don't think he can. He's too far back. Yeah, no, as he stays behind.
Yeah, and Dennis, I think he must be quite frustrated on the fact that he just can't get past. And Parashki is smart. He covers off the outside line through turn 1, so he always basically forces Dennis to go to the inside. As there's Gamba going a bit wide, and that could invite Luca Farina, basically the two Alfa Romeos, to get involved in this little battle. Farina and now Singh has caught up to those guys. There's Mohammed Patel looking to make the move on Fernando Tost. Just not able to get past for the time being though. Dennis Graf, look how close he is as he head through Craig Jones. He's about 2/10 off, but obviously can't really make the move into turn 11. But we have seen moves into there happen before. I think Alfred Klaus made a move into turn 11 last year, and we had the Formula 2 race last year also had a move into turn 11, or was it turn 13? I can't remember. Either way, it doesn't matter, as we're gonna approach the start-finish straight. Graf once again with DRS. Can he get past this time? We will wait and see. Will he think about the outside? No, he goes to the inside. He's adamant that inside line is going to work. Will it though? I have no idea. As they head through turn 2, no, still doesn't work. But there is, I think, was that Mandic who was trying it on his teammate Klaus. I think it might have been. As
Klaus really got past for a moment, but then didn't get past. Sorry for interrupting you. Can go on.
Yes, I think that was Johansson chasing down Graf. As here is Alex Broster, the man who's currently running last in this race. It's not been the greatest. It's not been the greatest start to his F1 career, I guess. But he is currently chasing down Josef Fredrik Schuto, who might have a bit of damage from that first lap incident. As he is trying to get past Schuto, doesn't want to finish last on his F1 debut. But we'll see how it goes for Broster later in this race, as there's still about 16 laps to go. Obviously, the battle for the lead still raging on, as Graf is trying his best to get past Ennis Production, but he just can't.
Yeah, Dennis Graf, to be honest, might be a really frustrating situation for him. I mean, okay, he's still got like 15 laps to go, but actually, could he might? I saw Parashki not covering the outside that much, but now he's going for a move, but you just can't get it past, you know. And now he might have to watch out for Johansson, as he's really close.
Oh yeah, Graf goes a bit wide. Johansson's gonna try to adjust this line as they head up the hill. And could Jesper try it? Yeah, there he is. There he is on the inside line of Dennis Graf into Torvip as they head for turn 5. They're gonna be wheel to wheel once again, the two world champions, as they go up turn 6. Johansson trying to make the move stick, but Dennis covers him off. Johansson around the outside as Graf gets a poor exit out of turn 8 through Craig Jones. It's going to be wheel to wheel. Johansson on the inside as they're flat out through Craig Jones through turns 10 and 11. Portimao as Johansson's on the outside. He's got the inside lines. They head through sector 3. And Jesper Johansson, he's ahead of Dennis Graf.
Yeah, battle of the champions, you could call it. That was a really great, and for now it's a 1-2 for Mercedes. Excellent result by the German-based team.
Yeah, super stuff from the super Swede Jesper Johansson, just pushing on to take that P2, and he might actually pressure his teammate here, Ennis Parachki, as he heads down the start-finish straight. He's already on line up alongside his teammate. Is Ennis gonna put up the defense to his teammate as Johansson goes around turn 1 and through turn 2 as well? He's still wheel to wheel as they head into Lagos, turn number 3. And Parashki is going to cover off his teammate as they head up turn 4. Ennis is ahead of Jesper here, but Johansson has the run on his teammate as they head into Torre Vip. Johansson's going to be on the inside line. He made the move on Graf on the inside as they head into Torre Vip. Can he do it on Ennis Parashki? What a charge this would be from Johansson if he succeeds with it, though, as they head up turn 7 and through turn 8. Samsung Johansson, he gets the better exit, he pushes on and into Craig Jones. He's ahead of Ennis Parachki. Jesper Johansson takes the lead of the Portuguese Grand Prix, and in what fashion as well. That's fantastic.
Wow, that was amazing. I don't know where you got that energy from, but like, Jesus, as we see a replay from Maya Patel, I think he got past Toster. Sorry. Fernando Frank, I confused them. But yeah, similar move to Johansson's one, just a bit slower because they're in a pack. And has he gotten past? I think he has. No, not yet, but they're fighting. This is very similar to Johansson versus Parashki. And he does get past. Seems like that's a good overtaking spot for the drivers.
Yeah, nice stuff there from Mohamed Patel as he's already chasing down Lewis McIntyre. But Jesper Johansson, that is fantastic. That is the drive of champions right there. As Dennis Graf, can he finally try and get past Ennis Parachki? I can't absolutely believe that. Graf was completely stuck behind Parachki for those entire laps. He tried to move on the inside so many different times, and he just couldn't get ahead. And Johansson, not only did he overtake Dennis Graf, but he did what Dennis Graf couldn't do in only one attempt. That was fantastic from Jesper Johansson. Graf has gone very wide there. That could allow teammate FG to try and get involved. But no, I think FG's
Dennis Graf was probably not very happy at the sight of that, seeing all his hard work be only made in one move by Jesper Johansson there, as he now might even get overtaken by his teammate here, Miran FG. Going side by side as Miran FG backs off.
Yeah, he backs out of it. Graf on the defense. Ferrari's gonna have to work together here. I do think they want to, if they want to shot at challenging the Mercs, but Johansson pulling away from his teammate Ennis Parachki, because Parachki is still within the RS range. But currently, it is Mercedes 1-2, Ferrari 3-4, and Red Bull 5-6. And then you have the Renault in P7 and the McLaren in P8 of Labas Nishai and Franco Gamba, as Gamba still chasing down Zasnishka, but he's just not been able to, which is a shame for Gamba. But
he'll get 4 points in the bag, but he knows he can get past Zasnishka in any way because he's got the pace. Just needs to find the right opportunity. As Dennis Graf now actually might be close to Parashki again. This time it's not for the leads, for P2. And has he gotten it? Maybe he's learned something from Johansson. But no, he doesn't copy the exact moves that Johansson did. Stays in P3. As Parashki now, I don't know if this is Parashki going a bit slower than before, just Johansson being on another level, but I think it's what I just said now. Johansson really has been pushing, already 1 second from Parashki here.
Yes, there's Alex Broster on Josef Fredrik Schuto on the inside through Primeira, but Schuto covers off the Brit. But yeah, Graf was just stuck behind for Parashki for so long, and yes, Primeira looks so easy as he overtook his teammate Ennis just like that, and it did show shortly. Overtook Graf through what was it? Craig Jones. That was turn 9, and then just about 6 corners later, he makes the move on his teammate Ennis Parashki. So really great stuff from Jesper Johansson. Truly has what it takes to be a champion, as Graf still pushing to try and get past Ennis Parashki here, but he just doesn't get close enough. I think you have to be within that 3/10 range, or the under 4/10 range, to try and get past. Dennis still is going to try to attempt it, to try and force Parashki into a mistake. As, FG's gone very wide there. And that's going to allow Alfred Klaus to try and close in on Graf. Or sorry, FG. But yeah, at the moment the Red Bulls just don't really look on the pace at the moment to try and challenge the Ferraris, as Giuseppe has to go for a bit, so I will take over commentary duties here. But yeah, Graf is obviously looking to break that Mercedes 1-2. He's going to try to do everything he can to stop Mercedes' domination here in the championship. Currently, obviously, they lead by 33 points in the championship standings, and Johansson is just going to extend his advantage over the field with this result. As they're gonna head through Galp once again, Graf's gonna have the DRS on Ennis Parashki. Can he succeed this time? I don't know, maybe if he tries it enough times it will eventually succeed, I don't know. Either way, he's gonna go wheel to wheel with Ennis Parashki on the inside line. Through turn 2, is Parashki gonna cover him off? Yes, he does. Has a look on the inside though, Parashki doesn't leave the space. FG's gone wide again. I think it must be difficult to follow through that corner. It looks very, very easy to run wide into. But yeah, at the moment, Graf is going to remain behind Ennis Parashki. It's frustrating, I have to say, for Parashki, the fact that he just isn't able to get ahead of his teammate, or not his teammate, sorry, but his fellow competitor, as he heads up Samsung. And then through Craig Jones. Obviously now it's Johansson leading, and his closest competitor Alfred Klaus in P2. I think Johansson is really going to pull away with the championship after this round, which is obviously great news for him and Mercedes, but really just horrid news for the other guys. Who aren't Jesper Johansson, obviously. As Dennis Graf is still going to try to chase down Parashki. He's going to go on the inside into turn 1. And he goes wheel to wheel with Parashki, but Parashki on the outside. He is ahead of the world champion for the time being. Miran FG looking quite close to the back of Dennis Graf, actually. but he isn't gaining on Groff. I think he had to back off there a bit to avoid getting too close to his teammate Dennis Groff. So I think what FG might be doing at the moment is probably just playing rear gunner to his teammate Alfred Klaus, or his teammate Dennis Groff. Wow, I'm making a lot of mistakes, but he's holding off Alfred Klaus, that's what I meant to say, who's currently there in P5. As there's Franco Gamba, the Italian is still chasing down the Renault of Zasnishkai. Labo's just been kind of hanging on there in P7. He's been defending the entire race from Gamba, which is, it's a nice bit of defensive work from Zasnishkai, who currently obviously is leading his teammate Wojtek Kulasek in the championship standings. He scored a decent amount of points recently, obviously he's had a consistent point streak ever since Britain, as Groff tries it on Dennis Parachi. It's not gonna work though. Franco Gamba might try it on Labas Nishkai though, but I don't think he's ahead enough to complete the move. So he has to turn 2. Yep, Laban is ahead of Franco, as Klaus looking rather close to the back of Miram Evji at the moment. But he doesn't try anything just yet, as Milka Singh though is going to try it on his teammate Luca Farina, as the two Alfa Romeos are going to go wheel to wheel as they head up turn 6 and now through turn 7. Singh on the outside of his teammate Luca Farina, now through turn number 8. It's going to be Farina on the inside as Singh gets a better exit on his teammate, and I think Milka Singh gets ahead. Does he? Yes, he does. Farina though, no, he's actually still there. He's there on the inside line of his teammate, but Singh, as they head through Portimao, gets the better exit finally on Farina, and they're tossed wheel to wheel with Kulasek, but Kulasek's going to remain ahead of Fernando Tost. So a bit of battling going on through the field there. Singh getting past his teammate Luca Farina. Groff's going to try to get past Parachki. It's not going to work though, I don't think. He heads to Prograna. It's going to be the same story here. Through turn 2, Parachki's going to cover him off. Yep, there he goes. As Gamba is going to try it on Zasnishkai as well for position number 7. And he cannot do it, unfortunately. As Singh's gone a bit wider, that's going to allow his teammate Farina to close up a bit. There's McIntyre in the background trying to make the move on McIntyre, but McIntyre might be under pressure from his fellow countryman Patel, as he's gonna go on the inside line of the Toro Rosso. The two Brits wheel to wheel as they head through turn 6 and then turn 7. Patel on the outside should be able to get this done. There's more traction on the outside as they head through Samsung, and he gets the power down much earlier than Lewis, obviously. Through Craig Jones they go, and Patel is still side by side with McIntyre. McIntyre gets a better turn in there, but Patel is going to have the better exit as they head out of Portimao, and he's ahead of Lewis McIntyre. So a nice battle there. Patel getting past the Toro Rosso of Lewis McIntyre, and now Patel's going to try to make the push to break the Alfa Romeos, who are currently in the points.
Yeah, as I'm back, sorry for that. But here we see Dennis Groff. Has he gotten past? I think, no, he has not. I think he lost a bit of control there coming out the corner. So now Miran FG might take advantage of that. He's very close. He's right up there. I think they even made a bit of contact.
Yeah, he went on the inside line there of his teammate, but he lost a lot of time. I think his teammate compromised him there, because here comes Alfred Klaus on the inside through Torrevip. The battle for P4 now, as Klaus tries to disrupt the Ferrari 3-4 here. Through turn 7 they go. Klaus just barely hanging on there as FG defends the inside. Out of Samson they go. Klaus on the power much earlier. Through Craig Jones, he's on the inside. Can he get it done? No, not yet, as FG hangs on the inside. Alfred leaves the space, but he gets the power down much earlier through turn 11, and Alfred Klaus, he's ahead of Miran FG.
That's crucial for the championship too, because he doesn't want to lose out too many points. But then again, I think, I mean, I'm thinking wrong. I thought this gap could have been taken, but no, the gap is too big. But yeah, with this result, Jesper Johansen, imagine the gap he's getting onto Alfred Klaus. That charge early on really made him wonders, because this win is crucial to him.
Yeah, it really is going to be. As here goes Dennis Graf once again on Enis Prashki. Is this move going to succeed? Maybe, maybe not, as he heads through turn 1. And he's going to be through turn 2 as well. Nope, does not work, but that has brought Alfred Klaus a smidge closer as he tries to follow the German through.
Yeah, Alfred Klaus is desperately trying to get up the most positions he can, so he doesn't lose out on too many points from Jesper Johansen. Because right now, him in P1 and Klaus in P4, that's about 13 points difference, so it's crucial.
Yeah, as here's Broster on Josef Fredrik Schutt again in the back end out there, but he's just not able to get past the Williams. Whether that might come down to a lack of experience, we don't know, but yeah, he just isn't able to get past, as Mandic is now on the back of Milan FG. FG might lose out another position here. As he's gonna try to make the move on the Ferrari potentially. Patel though, who got past Luca Farina, we missed that, but he's now pressuring the other Alfa Romeo of Milka Singh as we look at the position gains from the start. Johansen's up 2 obviously, so is Alfred Klaus, as his teammate Mandic has gone down 2. So Snishka made 1 Gamba, Singh is up 3, Patel is up 3 and might make up a 4th position, as he would have tried on Milka Singh. As Graf's gonna go on the inside line of Enis Parachki. Will it work? No. And this is gonna compromise Dennis Graf. He's gone a bit wide there. And could that allow Klaus to catch up potentially? We don't know. As he is closing by a tiny bit, but is he close enough to make the move? No, he's not yet, as there's the other Red Bull pressuring the other Ferrari, as Broster tries it once again on Josef Fredrik Schutt, but Schutt remains ahead with his, I think, damaged Williams.
I think someone might have broken in FG's Ruin's house. No, not that way, but as we see, FG, yeah, he's lost out on the position to Klaus, but still, he's there. But then again, he has to watch out for Klaus' teammate Mandic. He's in a tricky situation. He wants to get past. I think he would have the pace, but he needs to defend at the same time. As Johansen 4.6 seconds ahead of Parachki. That's insane if you think about it. As we're now heading into, I think it's for them gonna be lap 26. It's now lap 26. 4 laps to go in this race. As FG had a look there, just a small look, couldn't get it quite right, as he's just thinking all these where he could get past. As we have Patel into P10, he's had a nice charge there. He's on the back of Singh, and here we have Franco Gamba still trying to get past Snishka. He hasn't been able to always. Can he maybe do it now in the very late stages of the race? 4 laps to go, anything can happen. As welcome back.
Yeah, hi. But I think when I move in the back, I think that's Broster on Schutt, but I'm not sure that's gonna work. No, it hasn't. Josef and Schutt still remains ahead, as Kulasek is now pressuring the back of Lewis McIntyre, about 3/10 off the Brit in the Toro Rosso. He's not gonna quite get ahead of him. Oh, goes a bit wide there. That could invite Fernando Tost into this little battle, as he's going to try to chase down Vojta there, but yeah, at the bit further up this train, you've got Patel, who is chasing down Milka Singh for P9. He's looking quite close to the back of the man from India, as he heads through Sagres now, and he's going to head through Galp. He is going to get the slipstream on Milka Singh, as he's gonna have the DRS as well, but Singh obviously has DRS as well, so won't do anything. There's Gamba going wheel to wheel with Zasnishkai, but I don't think anything's going to come out of this. Unfortunately not for Franco Gamba. He's going to stay in P8. But there's Bondage.
Yes, Mandic might try a move for the FG, and FG is losing out big time on this, because we've seen here, this is an easy overtaking spot. Now going into, I think, which is turn 8, and he gets the better exit. And I think he's got it, yeah, FG down into P6, Mandic up into P5, he's following his Red Bull teammate through.
Yeah, Mandic finally getting ahead with P5, but FG is losing out massively, as there's Kulasek and McIntyre wheel to wheel, as McIntyre tries to hang on the outside line there, doesn't want to go down another position. Vojta on the outside as they head to turn 11, and he should be ahead, I do think. Yes, he does. So that is Kulasek up to P12, now on the back of Luca Farina there in P11, looking very, very close to the back of that Alfa Romeo. Obviously this train has kind of bunched up everyone here, so you can make quite a lot of moves to do pull through with one. But we'll see if Kulasek is close enough to get it on Luca Farina. Franco Gamba is going to try to get Laban Zasnishkai once again. Laban, though, strong in the defense on the outside. And Gamba can't quite do it. But there's Mandic, and he's actually going to try with his teammate Klaus. Can he succeed with this? He got FG, and he might get his teammate here as well on lap 28 or 29. This is not going to do wonders for Klaus in the championship, as he heads through turn 7 and then turn 8 as well. The two bulls going wheel to wheel. Munch on the outside gets a better exit on his teammate Alfred Klaus through Craig Jones. Is he ahead? Yes, he is. And he is. He's ahead of his teammate Alfred Klaus. That is a great stuff. Great stuff from the Croatian, as all Boom is now trying to get Lewis McIntyre as well here on the outside. Has got the inside through Craig Jones as well. The Toro Rosso and the Haas gonna go wheel to wheel, but McIntyre covers it off as they headed to Portimao. But yeah, that's Mandic up at the 4th and already pressuring Dennis Graf for P3.
Yep, as final lap, as you can see on screen. So it's now or never for all of the drivers here in the field, as Dennis Graf takes my advice pretty seriously. Can he get past Parachki? And no, I think he had a bit of a moment there, as you can see. But now he has to watch out for Mandic, who pretty sure has gotten past Klaus, no?
Yeah, he has. As he has a look on the inside, but that's going to compromise him on exit. It's going to compromise him a lot on exit, because Alfred Klaus is now, he might try it on his teammate now, as there he goes. There's been an empty in the background. He's going to try to pick up the scraps from this battle, as Alfred Klaus goes on the inside into Torre Vip, and it's going to be Mandic on the outside here. That's good news for Dennis Graf, that means he's going to hold on to his P3 at least. As they head up the hill into Samsung, it's going to be Klaus on the outside. Should be able to get the start as they headed to Craig Jones on the inside. I think he is just about to head. Mandic tries to hang it on the inside. Klaus, though, gets the power down much earlier than his Croatian teammate. And it's going to be Klaus who's going to get the P4 as he has a look on the outside. But it is going to be this man who is going to round Galp for one final time. Win number 5 on the course for Jesper Johansson with an absolute drive of champions, as Jesper Johansson wins in Portugal. Great drive from him, and he's actually going to come on P2 to make it a Mercedes 1-2, which I believe will be the first time this season. Graf P3, Laban Zasnishkai P7 for another points appearance in a row. That's the 4th points scoring appearance for Laban Zasnishkai. Franco Gamba in P8. Milka Singh P9 for more points. And Mohamed Patel's just going to get him. Oh, that was very close to the line there. And there's Alex Brosser, who just got past Josef Fredrik Schuto. P18 it is for his first debut. Probably not how he wanted it to go. But, yeah, he is going to be P18 with Josef Fredrik Schuto coming home in last place there, just as he comes across the line. Not a great race for him either, as he picked up damage there. But that is it for the Portuguese Grand Prix. Let's go through the results. So it is Jesper Johansson who gets the win and the fastest lap here at Portimao to extend his championship advantage over everyone else. And Enis Parachki P2. This is going to be a massive helping hand for Mercedes in the constructors. Dennis Graf is going to be P3, and it's going to be Alfred Klaus in 4th, who just got his teammate Thomas Mandis on the final lap. Mandis will be P5. Miran Evji is going to finish P6 with Laban Sasnishkai in P7. Franco Gamba finishes 8th with Singh. More points for the man from India in P9. He's now going to equal his teammate Luca Farina in championship standings, with Mohamed Patel securing 1 point in P10.
Then we have Luca Farina, the other Alfa Romeo, down in P11. Wojtek Kulasek in 12th, Fernando Tost in 13th, Lewis McIntyre 14th, and Victor Albon 15th. We have Kai Shereznia in 16th, Jafari Blackwood 17th. Alex Proster on his F1 debut. I mean, I don't blame him. It was his first time in a car. P18, still a good result, I guess, because he did overtake Josef Friedrich Schuto, the one I just mentioned being in P19, and Maximilian Novikov sadly DNFs from the race.
Yeah, very, very interesting race then, as now it is time to award driver of the day. And as much as I hate to give it out to race winners, because it is the obvious choice, I have to give it to Jesper Johansson. I mean, that was a stellar drive from the world champion. It is obviously expected from him, but it was a fantastic couple of moves he made on both Graf and then his teammate Parashki as well, and then to come home to win like that, win number 5. It's a great drive from him, and he gets my drive of the day.
Yeah, indeed. I could only agree with you on that, Mirren. You just took the words out of my mouth, because that's exactly what I'd say. That was a stellar drive from him. Worthy of a champion, of course, so couldn't give it to anyone else.
Yeah. So Jesper Johansson gets driver of the day from the both of us. But that has been it for the Portuguese Grand Prix. Thanks so much for watching. Once again, congratulations to Jesper Johansson on the race win. We will see you next week when the ACOC returns. Obviously, Formula E is not on. Oh, I did forget WTCR is on tomorrow. And I believe it is I believe that would be the race of Germany at no other track than the Nürburgring Nordschleife. So make sure to not miss that. That's going to be a hell of a race. Let me tell you. It's going to be the first time the ACOC hits the Nordschleife. So make sure to not miss that one tomorrow. Until then, that's been it for me. I've been Mian LG.
And I've been Giuseppe Stella.
Thanks so much for watching. The ACOC returns tomorrow with WTCR. Thank you, and goodbye.